first for America? Pretty proud to say I'm not.
That's a sick burn. Holy crap. Hey Laowinners, it's Law86 here with another video. You guys probably remember back in the day I did that video about white monkey jobs. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. Basically, a white monkey is a person from a different country outside of China that is either paid or promoted in some way to say something good about China or promote a Chinese product.
I am the engineer of Neo Dentech.
And they can be super, super demeaning. But perhaps the single best white monkey job that we had in the last video was Richard from England. Let's just all give it up for Richard.
Richard from England, European General Agent of the Ginger Boss. I am a very demanding person for food, and I chose junk because of the hip standards and hip quality of junk's products. Single-handed, like garlic energy, up to 1,100 kilojoules.
And actually, because he sold that black garlic so well, I ended up finding some myself. And I figured we could try it out. So basically, black garlic is just fermented garlic. And Richard from England promised me that it was very high nutrition and very high value. So let's try this out. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. That tastes like the best truffle you've ever had mixed with sugar. It's absolutely delicious. I didn't think fermented garlic would taste that good, but then again, I like kimchi. Probably black shit all on my teeth now. Who cares, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
So in that way, the white monkey job, their marketing actually sold me on that black garlic. But there's a new trend. And there's a ton of really scary, almost creepy propaganda that I'm finding on TikTok that is pro-Chinese government, pro-CCP. And also on the Chinese side, I'm seeing a lot of propaganda aimed at either foreigners or English-speaking Chinese people, just to solidify the CCP's censorship role in the entire world and their power and might. And to follow up on these trends, I actually found that there's a new wave of hate coming at foreigners. So right now, we're seeing a new wave of like anti-foreigner hate within China, especially on Douyin, which is the Chinese version of TikTok. And I've been harvesting some of the clips because I find this so awesome and chabadoa and like half-assed. It's absolutely brilliant. So what happens when China does propaganda is they're really lazy about it. I mean, they've been caught using movie posters on propaganda. They've been caught using and recycling the same scripts. You guys would probably remember that black obsidian bracelet ad that you keep seeing on YouTube. They literally have the same script for multiple different people. Seriously, check this out.
I worked as a garbage collector in the morning, car wash cleaner in the afternoon, and parking guard at night.
I worked as a garbage collector in the morning, car wash cleaner in the afternoon, and parking guard at night.
One night on my way home from my job, a group of men robbed me and took all my money.
One night, on my way home from my job, a group of men robbed me and took away all my money.
When I arrived home, I came home to my father with a cookie. Then I sang him a happy birthday song.
When I arrived home, I came home to my father with a cookie, and then I sang him a happy birthday song.
Seriously, notice the trend here. This company actually sells these black obsidian bracelets for $20 and they promise all this good luck and wealth. But actually I found them, they come directly from China and they're about $1. Huge scam, it's all over YouTube, you've probably seen it. Now, we did a whole episode on that on our ADV podcast, so go check that out, it's absolutely hilarious. It's the same sort of half-assedness, chabadoidness, the absolute laziness in this script making because I found multiple people using the same script, but this is labeled as original content from the creator. So this is their opinion, this is their story. Let's see if we can poke some holes into it.
刚刚在旁边星巴克办公，然后旁边一老外打电话特别大声。
So she basically says she's working at Starbucks and there's a foreigner on his phone. So this is in China. And his sound is really loud, so he's being super noisy.
然后呢，这个时候我走过去跟他讲，嘿，你能不能说话声音小一点呢？
And then she says, hey, to the foreigner, can you speak a little more quietly?
他说 English please， 好像就是说没看到我是老外吗？其实说英文。
Then he says, speak English please, because can't you see I'm a foreigner? I only speak English.
我说okay, I speak English with you. Could you be a little bit quiet? I'm just trying to focus on work. Huh? You speak good English, huh? Are you from America? Pretty proud to say I'm not.
That's a sick burn. Holy crap. Imagine the customer service you hear at Starbucks and the wait staff tells you that they're proud to not be American. Also, this story didn't happen. But let's continue.
Oh, one more piece of advice for you. You gotta learn from Chinese. Not because you work in China or live in China. Just because China is the future of the world.
You gotta have that smarmy smirk. Okay, so keep this in mind. To sum this up, girls in the coffee shop, foreigners being noisy and rude. They have this little scuffle about whether they should speak English or Chinese or not, and then she gives a piece of smarmy advice at the end that you should learn Chinese because China is the future of the world, with a little smirk, right? Now, this has been portrayed on her Douyin or whatever streaming app they're using. This is being portrayed as original content, so this is a true story that definitely happened to her, right? So keep all of these things in mind as you watch the other videos and see if you can find a common thread.
今天我在顺峰山牌坊下面看到一个老外，
So he basically says, today I bumped into a foreigner. Uh-oh, here we go again.
刚喝完了饮料瓶往地上一扔，
And he said the foreigner was drinking a soft drink and then took the empty bottle and he just chucked it. Because that's common behavior amongst Westerners, isn't it?
我就过去跟他说，这里不能乱扔垃圾。
So this Chinese man says to the foreigner, you can't throw garbage here.
然后他看了一眼我，说 English please。
So then the foreigner looked him up and down condescendingly and said, English please.
意思是你不知道我老外吗？跟我说英语。然后我说 Okay, from now on I speak English with you.
This is so smarmy. They're so smarmy in the reply. The foreigner says, you can't see that I'm a foreigner? You better speak English with me. And then, so we get to hear his tirade, his speech now.
Could you please not to litter here? All because of you, the cleaner will be more tired.
I seriously, if you're gonna write this script, I think that you would not misspell things and you'd actually write the correct words. But that's what gives me the idea that this is one of those nepotism things where someone in a government position or somebody that got this job is actually transcribing these videos. So these guys are reading a script; they're not doing their own subtitles here. And also, it's the foreigner's fault because now the street cleaner is going to be more tired because they're going to have to sweep up that bottle. That definitely happened. Rude Laowai, check. Rude foreigner, check.
他说 Whoa, dude.
Whoa, ooh, do. That's hey, 兄弟. That means hey, brother. Woo, do. So yeah, again, that person didn't know he was actually trying to say dude, which is kind of sad. They should have put a little more effort into this. So it'd be a little more believable. I would hunt down that silly foreigner that littered and make him pick up his trash too. But unfortunately, this is just a lie, isn't it?
Your English is good. Your pronunciation is very good. Are you from America? 因为我说 No, I'm Chinese. I've never been abroad. And I give you a piece of advice. Learn some Chinese. Not because you live here or work here. Because China is the future.
Ooh, I like the bloom pulsating effect at the end. That really drives it home. I also appreciate this guy for not blasting copywritten music in the back of his video so I don't get a copyright strike. Although, it's pretty much the same story as the first two, right? But this guy's intonation reminds me of one of those conversations you have with yourself where you play skits in your head right before bed, or you're in the shower or something, and you get into some sort of confrontation with a guy in the street or something like that, and you're the victor and you have all these cool one-liners and stuff, and he just feels like shit because you just roasted him. That's how this guy's coming off. I feel like he's played this out in his head multiple times, where this scumbag foreigner chucks a bottle and he teaches him a lesson, gives him a little piece of advice, because guess what? China's the future. It really does sound like that, doesn't it? Like those fake skits you make in your head. All right, let's see what the next one is.
今天我在餐厅吃饭，听到几个老外说
All right, so this one, different scenario. They're not in a coffee shop this time. She's in a cafeteria or a restaurant, and she sees a couple foreigners.
Chinese people are so uncivilized.
And just like every foreigner in China, what these foreigners said was Chinese people are so uncivilized. Now, think about that for 2 seconds. You're in China, surrounded by Chinese people that potentially speak English, because obviously this is like maybe a university area, there's young people around, and you say Chinese people are so uncivilized. Get ready for the fake skit scenario in her head.
我当时就暴怒了，我说 If you don't like China, get out.
Dude, this is a Wu Mao playbook. This is like paid internet troll playbook, dude. They always wrote that. Like if I said, for example, I would say, well, they don't usually understand my videos, but I'd be like, I love living in China. It's so vibey. It's so cool. I just wish, maybe the street cleaners would come out more often because there's a lot of litter here. And they'll be like, if you don't like China, get out. And they can't even write the character for get out because it's a swear word. But I'll teach you a Chinese swear word today. Gun. Gun means roll, but it kind of means F off as well. So they had to write gun instead. I'm sure she totally said this in real life to these guys.
最后呢，因为很多中国人在场，那几个老外只好道歉。那我在生活中遇到很多老外，他们在自己国家找不到工作，在中国享受着高薪优越的生活，却出口就是 Chinese people are so uncivilized。更糟糕的是，对于这样的人，还有很多同胞把他捧在手心，开口就是 Oh, you're so handsome. I love you. Love， 它是对待我们的至亲至爱。如果你第一次看到一个老外就这么表达，人家只会看不起你。
So this one's a little bit different. I mean, she hears these foreigners say Chinese people are so uncivilized, and then she goes off. She says there's all these foreigners that can't find work at their home countries. They're basically losers back home. They're scumbags, so they have to move to China to find like a golden, amazing opportunity where everything is just so much better. So much more privileged, and all these Chinese people shower them with compliments like, you're so handsome and I love you, and you should never do this. You should never do this because people will look down on you. You'll lose face if you start complimenting foreigners like this. So you need to, she's saying in all her years of work, she's met all these different people, like thousands of foreigners, and the only people she can make friends with are people that really, truly, deeply love China. So she gives, this is a message to compatriots, as she says, Chinese people shouldn't look up to foreigners, and she's really condescending about it, and she's basically saying that you need to be fair and don't be afraid to judge foreigners. And she lumps everyone together. It's like, again, this Chinese people, a lot of them, especially in propaganda, love to just group everyone together. Every foreigner is exactly the same. Whether you're from Saudi Arabia, you're from the US, you're from wherever, it doesn't matter. You're the same person. You're just a foreigner, right? And I even found a senior citizen kind of latching onto this. This one's a little bit more innocent, but I thought it was kind of charming and funny as well.
汉语是未来语言 Chinese is the language of the future. Chinese is the language of the future.
Well, that's good to know because I speak Chinese. I thought this was kind of funny. Is she doing sign language, by the way? All you experts in the comment section can let me know. This is just a little taste of like this scripted anti-foreigner hate that's going on the Chinese internet right now, and it is definitely a push. The thing to actually take away from this is the Chinese government often does this if there's domestic problems, if the economy is going down, if there's threats or sanctions against China, if there's human rights abuses reports that come out, they'll often put together a big campaign which points the blame elsewhere, right? A very good example of this is this clip that I found on China Daily. China Daily is like the top of Chinese state media. You got to check this out. I found these consecutive clips. It basically shows Trump talking about the fact that they're working on a vaccine at the moment. And this woman goes on state media to say that, well, they found that vaccine real quick without understanding the nuances of they're working on a vaccine versus we already got a vaccine. Basically telling the guy, the newscaster here, on two branches of state media that America already has a vaccine. And that's proof that this whole pandemic started in the US. And that is on state media. So when you see a push like this, you know something's bad. Like, you know China is starting to close down even more and more. They do this all the time. Like when they allow anti-Japan protests to kind of calm down some of the civil unrest that might be happening within the borders of China, they'll allow people to protest, which is not normally allowed, against Japan. They'll push initiatives like this on social media to say America is bad. And you're seeing a big uptick in this. And I think a lot of people that don't speak Chinese are completely unaware of what's happening here. But there's a lot of domestic media in China right now that is very xenophobic. It's getting so bad that my friend the other day, he's an American that lives in Shanghai. And he tried to send his family some snacks from China. So he went to the post office. And I'm not even joking. Because he's American, because he had to show his passport to fill out everything. Because he's American, the Chinese postal workers wouldn't allow him to send anything It wasn't like a law or a rule. It's something they came up with. They were like, you're American, you're not allowed to use our postal service. And that's like a little taste of how bad it's getting to be a foreigner in China right now, depending on where you are and what your nationality is and whatnot. This guy's super sweet. Like, he didn't deserve any of that. And it's kind of terrifying what's actually happening right now. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. I love doing these deep dives. It takes a little bit of work, but I got some more material lined up. I'm working on another White Monkey episode. I think you guys will enjoy it. Thank you so much, Laowinners, and I'll catch you on the next one. Just to let you know, the Chabadoa t-shirts are still being sold. Show the world how little you care. Chabadoa basically means half-assed, or just okay, or kind of the equivalent of the English ish. This phrase in Chinese society is kind of tantamount to how everything works there. So if you're a fan of the channel, Lao86, go out there and show the world, Chabadoa. Show everyone that you gave it your half, that you're almost there. There's only a few days left on this campaign, so make sure you get your shirt today and support the channel. Enjoy!